There's something I gotta say. I'm gonna try to keep this under 20 minutes because every time I've ever tried to record this, it's taken 20 minutes, 23 minutes. But what I'm gonna ask is that if you're watching this video, you watch till the end, you hear me out, and you just listen. That's all I want. That's all I want right now. Nothing else. Okay? Now, I want to start it off like every other thing I've ever said. I could give a crap about the numbers I have for my channel. You know, it's not an issue for me. I don't care if one person watches or a million people watch. What matters to me is that that person or people who watch get the entertainment out of it, get the fun out of it, and just have a laugh. That being said, I'm not so much going to talk about exactly what happened. That's what I've done the past 4 times I've tried to record this, and thinking back to myself, it's not worth it to try to say exactly everything over again, try to explain, convince, because it's not going to matter in the end. It's not going to matter because I'm going to always still continue making content the way that I do. I've done content for a year now. You know, if you've been with me since the very beginning, kudos to you, because there's a lot of stuff that's just not up anymore. But yesterday was one of the best days of my life. I got to go to a convention, and it's a convention I go to every year. First part of it, I got to hang out with some people that I haven't seen in such a long time in person, or just talk to in general. Second half of it, I got to see some people that I have not seen in months that are just people I have not talked to. And, you know, it was a comic and anime and all that stuff convention. You know, I bought some comic books. Well, like a comic book. I got to cosplay as Jason. I'm gonna post some pictures of this on Facebook. And then towards the end of the day, you know, I was, and mind you, I got to see, like I said, friends I haven't seen that I've talked to recently, friends I haven't seen that I just haven't talked to in months, and it was just nice to hang out with. And I got to see my girlfriend, which always is a treat for me, because I, as a lot of you probably know, I love my girlfriend more than anything in the world. There's really like nothing else that makes me happier than she does. Or maybe you didn't know that. You know, I love YouTube, but you know, she makes me happy too. But that's not the point I want to make here. That's not the point. The point is my day was excruciatingly ruined. Every single part of it just crashed and burned because of all the things I read. Now, I'm not disagreeing or agreeing with it, but what really hurt me was that when I was reading them, and when I was reading all of them, and I read every single one of the comments on the video that I had taken down, both videos, and it made me think such a terrible thing, which I don't believe in 100%, but it just made me think it for a moment, and made me question everything, and I mean everything, over the past few months. But it also made me realize something else as well as that, which kind of hurt me. I'll explain first what it was that hurt me in general from the comments. It was when I was reading them, it got to a point where it just started to hurt too much that I just couldn't stand it, so I deleted the video. And it was one comment in particular that triggered it, which I don't remember the exact words, but I remember the first part of it fully, you know. And it was that my recent success was due to me working with one person. Now, you know, I understand the whole idea of networking. Your fans become their fans, and their fans become your fans. You know, that's how networking works, and that's how some channels grow. You know, you work and collaborate with people, so you're exposing yourself to another audience as well as they're exposing themselves to your audience. And I get that. 100%. But I think I don't know what the person meant when they said this, but the way I took it was just extremely hurtful. What I got from it was that was the only reason I had any growth over the past few months. And I think you can assume who I'm talking about. Again, I have nothing against the person that I work with. Not one bit whatsoever. With that being said, though, it just really hurt. Because, as a lot of you probably know, or may not know, or have heard me say before, something along those lines, that I've been doing YouTube for about 5 years now. You know, I started with a few of my friends in New York here, and we just started making videos. And then I expanded. I lost a few friends, gained a couple more, met some amazing, awesome people I made friends with, and I've really talked to and connected with. What bothered me was, though, that these past few months, yes, I've had a large growth. I've noticed that, and I've been appreciative of that. You know, I don't care about numbers, but if the numbers go up, I'm going to be happy, and it's going to inspire me to work harder. Even if the numbers went down, I would still be just as much inspired to work harder. Because if it went up, then that would mean I'd have to work harder for more people. If it went down, I would have to work harder to gain more people. But it seems like when I read that comment, in my head, the way I took it was that the only reason I had any success, I've repeated myself about 3 times, I know. And I know I'm probably going to get a comment saying that. What just hurt, though, was this, like, that was the only thing. Not the fact that I stay up till a lot of hours of the morning editing. Not that I spend hours just looking for the right sound effect or the right song to go with the scene. Not that I don't try to weave together a video and kind of just make it sequential, make sense, be funny, put the best parts at the right moments. And the way I edit is the way I edit. You know, it's my own. And, you know, sharing tips with my friends and them sharing tips with me, we have a bit of an overlapping way that we edit. And I'm fully aware how things look. But I want to say this right now. The reason I edit the way I do is just the sense of comedy. The reason I put things in certain places is because of comedy. Not because I'm copying somebody. You know, not that I don't understand why it was thought that, but it just really put a it really just hit me hard to think that people out there thought that I just, in a sense, they told me I didn't do good. And my editing didn't matter. Nothing else mattered. People didn't just subscribe to me just because of my work. No, it was just because they saw a face on there. which hurts a lot. Like, it shook my confidence a lot doing, like, when I read that. It made me feel like I was insignificant, that I didn't do anything to deserve the numbers that I had. And I saw people unsubscribing from me, and it hurt. I mean, I'm not a little bitch who's gonna bitch and moan like, oh, I had this many, now I have this many. No, that's not what I'm trying to say here. What I'm trying to say, it's just hurtful because it just seems like people think that it's not my skill that mattered. You know, I edited the way I did. I edit the way I do is because it's just the way I like it, the way it seems like it's funny. Yes, I know they're very similar. You know, I work with a group that's very similar to each other in every way, shape, and form. But it just stunned to have people and realize that, you know, people think that way about my channel. Because there's only one thing I love more than anything when it comes to video and film and stuff. And that's the art of, like, creation, craftsmanship. I take pride in editing and creating a vision the vision from my head and just making it. And the way I think to edit, it's not because I've seen it one way or another. It's just because that's how I see it in my head. That's the reason I edited my channel trailer the way it was. I took moments from videos that I thought were some of my funniest works or greatest works, or just stuff I had fun doing, highlighting them and just kind of showing that off to people. I'm sorry. It didn't hurt as much, but the more I talk about it, the more it just kind of stings. And that's just... It only hurts because it just seems like my craft has been forgotten, and it's like I just don't matter, and it's only because, like I said, there's just someone in it. You know, I do a lot of work in what I do. And then when I have it feel like then I have to not fix this by myself, but stand alone and just not have anyone backing me, in a sense, is what hurts more than what I had realized at one point. It feels like that. It's not that. It just... It feels like that. It feels like I'm alone with this. You know, I understand slander, I understand hate, I get that. But to a degree, sometimes it just goes too far for me. And maybe it's not intended that way, but it just stings. It just hurts. And that's the whole point. You know, I don't know if I'm going to lose more after this, or if I'm going to get a bunch of dislikes, or anything. Doesn't matter to me, the numbers. What matters to me is just creating content and creating, you know, just something I love. That's why I started a second channel too. Because I want to not only do the gaming aspect of it, but maybe some of you remember, I put up short little shorts here and there. Just little special effects. Boom, 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 yeah, something like that. And I just loved it. I loved all of it. But it just felt like for a moment that it was my tool of trade that just kind of was forgotten. That all the work I put in just was forgotten in an instant because, I get it. I was like that too at one point. If anyone ever said anything terrible or did something that was like one thing or another, I would be right on that bandwagon. I was like, I was younger. Not saying that that this is something that you grow and it sounds terrible, but I'm not great at this. I'm not great at this. I'm not good. I'm not anything. I'm a human being. I sit behind the camera, talking, and when I say things, I speak my heart. I speak from what's in here. Anything I make, it comes from here. Not because I've seen it somewhere. Not because of anything else. Because it's in my head. My heart guides it. And that's just that. It's no more to it. Except just the passion that I have for editing. The passion I have for creativity. And I'd encourage anyone to pursue it. But anything I put out is my own work, not copying it. Timing is terrible. Yes. Gotta work on that. I know that now. I consider there are 3 things I always wanted to do, and doing Q&A was one of them. And doing that, I realized, just was not the best move right now. And that's what sparked this whole thing. If you were watching this video and trying to figure out, what the hell is he talking about? This was it. Because of all the comments on that Q&A, it's what sparked this whole thing. And I wanted to just address this. It's not going to stop me from putting out videos, but what it's going to do is it's going to make me work harder, think more outside the box, so that this doesn't happen again where I'm accused of being someone who copies. But it just stings, all of this. Everything just kind of hurts. But I've already taken enough of your time. I apologize. But thank you for watching, at least, and just hearing me out. Any comment you want to say down below, be my guest. Like or dislike or unsubscribe or subscribe. What matters is if someone's going to watch my videos, I hope they will get the point of the video. That it will be entertainment or serious like this or anything. That's all I want. That's all I hope.